What's up everybody, it's the Inhuman one here with part 13 of the ultimate 100% guide for Black Myth Wukong. And this video will be closing out chapter 14, but before that we do have to search the secret area, Purple Cloud Mountain, so we can obtain a legendary vessel, and then we have a handful of bosses to defeat along the way. Once we complete this chapter, we'll be heading right into chapter 5, which should only take 2 episodes, and then chapter 6 a single episode, so we are fast approaching the end of this 100% guide. In either case, I hope you guys are ready. We have lots to cover, so first thing I'm going to do is run up this staircase right over here, hug the right hand side, and we're going to take out this first Daoist in blue here. These enemies actually aren't very difficult at all. More than anything, they're pretty squishy, but what I like is I like the fact that they drop unique soaks. So those enemies, along with the Daoist, similarly in yellow, they can drop a unique soak, and you definitely want to make sure that you defeat all those that you see along the way. Both of these enemies can drop a single unique soak, so you can farm pretty much the blue Daoist or the yellow robed Daoist, and you should be good to go. So anyways, we're going to continue along this way here. And as we make our way towards this, we've got the first yellow variant. He uses like this wind type magic. And then we have another one that uses spears. So you can grab this really quickly. Actually, we'll go here first. There's a blue Daoist here. I like to go around this pathway. And then we have another wind using bro right over here. Wind avatar bro. Fortunately, they're all very squishy. So not very difficult enemies to defeat. But if you caught a glimpse of that snake enemy, those are a little bit tougher. They can inflict poison pretty quickly and effectively. So what we want to do though is take a look at the soak we just picked up. I like getting rid of all this. We got the hands of Buddha last episode, very nice. The bee soak's pretty cool because if you have a chance to take a sip without consuming a gourd usage, which is awesome. So you get a free gourd usage, a free heal. Yes please. Let's go ahead and grab this jade lotus in this pond, and then before the snake guy comes back, we'll take out these bros right here. These are the kind of the spear wielding variants of the yellow enemies. Remember, we don't have our awesome electricity anymore. Unfortunately, we just have a little bit more damage, a little bit more crit, but it works either way. We can absorb this right here, and then we turn around and face off with the enemy, our little snake friend. I usually just immobilize them and do a light attack combo. They're not very resilient, but again, poison sucks, so if they're able to get off a few attacks, they will gladly poison you in no time at all. So we took out that guy as well. No soak just yet, but don't worry, we might get it this episode. Now up this pathway, you're going to see an incredibly bizarre tiger type enemy. I say tiger type because it's not a traditional tiger at all, and you'll see exactly what I mean. And once we reach that enemy, I'm going to give you guys a little bit more insight on it. Let's go ahead and defeat this plant monster here. And once he puts his foot up, there you go. Now we can start attacking him. Alright. Just moving along, aren't we? Alright, that right there is the tiger enemy. It's like a tiger slash snake. It's a disgusting creature, isn't it? But let's go ahead and take this guy out first. He can actually aggro from a little bit of a distance away, so go there. The tiger won't aggro, so we'll take him out first. There you go. And now we take out the tiger. The tiger isn't actually a very difficult enemy, it just has a lot of health. It doesn't do much actually, it just roars and kind of messes with you. He does single slashes, so not a particularly difficult enemy. But he has tons of health, so he's a time-consuming enemy. You see how those strikes don't actually do much damage at all, so there it is. Now this enemy can drop a legendary class curio, so you can farm them, and there's an excellent spot to farm them that I'll show you near the end of this particular episode. So now that we've opened the coffin, we're going to head around through here. Remember, the fine gold threads are used to craft legendary armor, so we'll be using that to possibly craft some new armor if you want to. We certainly might be doing that, but honestly, we're going to try to stick with the mythical armor we have on. I'm sorry, the legendary armor we have on until we get it to mythical status, which is going to make it one of the best armors in the game. An armor that I use even through New Game Plus. Alright, so now we can cross the bridge. Go through this little cave area here. Nice dark cave. Head up the steps. Then we've got some bros around here. Alright, this one's first. Take him out. Ugh, there you go. Again, these guys don't hit very hard, but they just move around a lot. But they're very squishy. So they can be staggered pretty easily. They're not so bad. Alright, we can go ahead and absorb this well. We can just top off our health if we need to. Remember, the unique quality or trait of the headpiece of this set is that you can sprint and heal at the same time, so it's really nice. Alright, so there's another snake enemy up ahead. Hopefully he gives us the unique drop. There's nothing on this side, but note that if you go too far ahead, you're going to aggro a second enemy, so just try to keep him here and have him come towards you if possible. We'll go for a light attack combo here, and then we'll go for a thrust attack. And now the little guy's already aggroed, so that sucks. He's actually pretty easy to take out though, so what we'll do is we'll use our cloud step. We'll try and take out this guy. They can poison you really easy, so again, here in chapter 4 it's nice to have anti-miasma powder on you. These guys also have a unique curio, and they use like this crazy deceptive like kind of bobbing and weaving style. But it's usually 3-hit combos, and they can fall all over the place. So he's inflicted us with or poison, so we're gonna use our anti-miasma powder. But those enemies there with like the leech heads, they have unique curios that you can farm from them as well. It's just a single curio, but there's an area where you can fight about 10 of them, so don't farm them here. There's definitely better places to do so. Alright, so we opened up the chest, we got the will over on this side, now we can go inside the cave again. We're going to go through this cave and we're going to activate the next shrine. This is the, it's going to be the Forest of Ferocity shrine. But first we're going to get ambushed by a little Daoist up ahead. Be careful, like if you ever have like a part of your vision obstructed, it's likely you're going to be hit, so look here. We've got a bro right there, just waiting for us.
Who goes there?
There you go. Now we took him out. Again, not a difficult enemy at all. We'll do a jumping heavy attack for him, finish him off, and then take out the yellow variant next to us. Really? Will you die, mister? Let's go ahead and activate this shrine, and then we're going to be coming up on another meditation spot here. We're making some excellent time, by the way. Alright, so from here, you just want to go left instead of right. We'll head right in just a moment. We're going to circle around to the right, actually. You can see a snake enemy off in the distance, and one of these Daoists in blue. I'll take him out really quickly. There you go. And then I don't advise, I mean, I certainly advise you to use immobilization. I'm certainly not against using immobilizations to take those guys out. If not, you're going to likely be poisoned. Let's go ahead and meditate here. And then we're going to go back the other way. As we head back in the opposite direction, we'll be facing off with more Daoists, which will increase our chances of getting that unique soak, and we can just absorb some will along the way. But let's just look at this beautiful vista. I mean, good gosh, this mountain range. Can you imagine seeing this and being there in person? I'm a real big nature guy. I love, doing hikes and things like that. Nothing too intense, but certainly being able to witness things like this is just a thing of beauty. Another thing we might need to do that I haven't even noticed, we might want to change our... Oh, okay, our gourd is the correct gourd. My bad. I'm just not used to having it in this form for too long, the Medicine Master gourd. we'll be upgrading that before long. If we can get our hands on another wine worm, we're golden. So now we can go around circle to the right. And we'll have our gourd fully upgraded. Uh-oh. That's not good. We missed. Alright. This guy is dead now. You can actually kill these cranes, just so you know, if you're fast enough. But if you're not fast enough, you can just miss them and look silly. They usually fall. Like if they do anything more than 3 hit combo, they're gonna fall. There you go. He's dead. And we'll take out his friend as well. These guys don't necessarily require you to use any kind of spell, so I don't think you should waste spells on these guys. Definitely the snakes, because they're actually a little beefy, and they can deal a lot more damage. These guys just inflict the poison, and then their job is kind of done. Alright, so now that we've done that, you can drop down here. We got another little friend here. Uh-oh. There you go. And we can fight this one right here. I love these variants of the plant monsters. They're huge, but they're just not very tanky at all, and they're actually pretty easy to kill. The ones with clothes on, oh man, those are the ones you got to be careful about. We've got 2 of the enemies in yellow garb here. He's dead. Alright. And he's dead. Now as we make our way up and around here, we'll be able to face off with a unique enemy. Pretty annoying guy, by the way. He is a beetle captain, but he's a captain spirit we can absorb, and he's surrounded by 7 or 8 blue Daoists. So be very careful in this encounter if you have any kind of AoE strike. That's definitely something you can consider using. I typically just go straight into our transformation. Run in the circle here. And then just allow myself to kind of get hit by these guys. And that way we can do moves like the Skull Crusher to deal some damage. But yeah, those guys can be a bit of a nuisance, so do not take them lightly. Very good. Now we can take a look around, see if there's anybody else. Alright, they're all dead now. Perfect. Alright, there you go. Good damage. Now he's on his back. Oh my goodness gracious. The AoE strike interrupted my attack. Not cool, bro. But all we're doing is just kind of cycling through our normal stuff here. Jumping heavy attack, cloud step to break his guard, and then a light attack combo. This should finish him off unless he blocks it. There you go. That is the Beetle Commander. He is a spirit, so you can go ahead and top off your mana uses here. And we can absorb his spirit. And then we have a chest to open. We're going to get a unique curio here that's kind of like, if you're a Souls-like fan, it's the variant that it's kind of like the red tier stone ring, essentially. So the less damage or less health you have, the more damage you deal. So anyways, here's the Commander Beetle. He moderately increases your poison resistance. He does a nice little flurry there, so big swing and strike there. Let's go ahead and open up this chest. And we get the Tablet of the Three Supremes. Like I said earlier, the less health you have, the more damage you deal. So, considerably increases critical hit chance when health is low. So you can actually have like something of a red tier stone ring build if you if you really wanted. Head over to this way first, and there'll be a chest we can open. This one's really easy to miss. So all it has is a few gold pieces, but still. Now we can come up here and you can take out these enemies kind of from a different angle. Not a big deal. Nothing fancy here. There's going to be a snake enemy as well you need to be mindful of. Right there. Always make sure you lock it on because these guys are... They kind of camouflage with their arena, so... Or the surrounding environment, more specifically. Not much of an arena. Alright, and now that we've defeated this enemy... Oh my gosh! We've cleared out this entire area. Now we can head up here and we're going to be activating another shrine. But watch out because we're going to get ambushed here. There's an enemy right behind this, so if you're heading straight to the shrine you might not see him. But he's a jerk, so... You can use everything you want here because honestly we're 2 feet away from a shrine. Finish these guys off quickly. Thank you, thank you. And we can head on over and activate this shrine. This is the temple entrance shrine. And from here we have a staircase and then we have a little alcove we can take a look at. So we're going to go to that little alcove first. So stairs, no thanks. Instead we're going this way. There's 2 of the poison variant enemies here. The little leech head guys. There's one right behind us. And okay, there you go. He's just doing his best to inflict poison on us, and he's working on it. But the hits that he deals are pretty inconsequential. Alright, he's dead. Now if you really need to, you can top off your health, top off your mana, and then absorb these wills here. Now we can go upstairs. And upstairs we have actually 2 major pathways we can take. But we also have a platform in the middle of the area we're going to be looking at first. So here we have a left pathway, which is forward progression. We have a right pathway, which leads you to a secret. And then we have up here, which is the chest. There's going to be a leech head enemy up here, so go ahead and take him out. Oh, if you can, unless you're me. Really, Broseph? Ooh! Alright, that took way too long. Now we can open up this chest. Loot the contents of said chest. And there's 2 things you can do. I mean, I typically go this way and then I circle around. There's going to be loot behind that big old tree there. But we usually get it on the way back. So if you want, we can get it now. Just so we don't forget. But all it is a will you can absorb. So nothing crazy, but certainly some loot. Now from here you can go inside this pathway. And we're going to be making some progress here. This is where you want to farm these enemies. So remember I talked about the unique curio that these guys have? Well, there's about 10 of them in this courtyard. And you can take them out in hopes to get that curio. So it's pretty cool. And this is honestly the best place to farm them at. I hate how he locks onto the wrong guy. I mean, he's like a mile away. There's a threat like 2 feet in front of me. It's like, nah, you should worry about this guy. There you go. That's 2 down. Another 2 over here, and then we have a meditation spot. You can always do the meditation spot after the fact. It's in the event you used a lot of resources. And remember, meditating is a way to regenerate some of your mana and your health and your gourd uses even, so... Alright, another 2 down. We're not going to have much of a difficult time though with these guys, so we're going to go ahead and activate the meditation spot now. And at the end of this area, there's going to be a will that we can absorb. So in this same courtyard, on the opposite end, it's kind of camouflaged because it's surrounded by like a flower patch and things like that. So it is difficult to see, but the wills are green. They're going to be a little tricky. Hey, there's one. There's one of the guys we're going to be beating up. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love this game. It's certainly hope that it wins Game of the Year. In my opinion, it more than deserves that title. Very nice. Very nice. We're poisoned, but nothing too worrisome. There's the will right over here, but there's an enemy to our left. I switched over to smash stance just to deal some additional damage. We can absorb this will, and then we have about 3 more of these leech head enemies to take out. There's the unique curio. Looks like we finally obtained it. There you go. And then we have this last enemy here. Very nice. Alright. Let's take a look at the curio we just picked up. This is the virtuous bamboo engraving. It slightly increases your might recovery rate. So the faster you get might, the faster you can transform. This right here is the spirit skill version of the tiger enemy. So you can, of course, he's going to be super tanky, but once you defeat him, you'll be able to transform into that variant. This is the elite version of the tiger snake bro. Usually your double smash combo does some crazy damage in terms of stagger. Well, these guys have no chance. We left one alive? How could we? How sloppy of us. But now he's knocked out. He's not feeling too good. Alright, so now if you want to, you can top off and then you can absorb his spirit, and we'll be now adding his spirit skill to our arsenal. And this one just roars. It doesn't do too much. It's more of like an AoE, like get away from me kind of attack, you know. Kind of an interesting one considering. But although it increases our attack power, it considerably reduces our defense. So pretty interesting. It just roars to push enemies back. Kind of like a crowd control ability. But now that we're here, we can go inside this courtyard and we're going to speak with the Gourd Master. He doesn't really have much to say, but we're going to grab this awakened wineworm. He's just referring to Zhu Bajie's kind of plight and his situation with the lady.
Knowing the joy within the play, why chase the notes astray? Love and passion are as fleeting as the clouds. In the end, they leave nothing but cobwebs and dust.
Oops.
A broken mirror cannot be made whole.
The broken mirror is the past echo.
Tell Master Pig, if you will, that attachments are not to be dwelt upon. Immortal ones from above. For love, she strayed, in her webbed prison. Through mortal years, she stayed.
A little bit of poetry.
Immortal one.
Alright, so he's repeating his dialogue. There's nothing else aside from the awakened wineworm, so at this point we now have everything we need to fully upgrade our starting gourd all the way to legendary status, which will be necessary for us to do in order for us to obtain the a secret mythical variant of our gourd. So it's really important that you do that. So aside from that, we've already grabbed the will behind the tree. We can go ahead and take on this idiot here. Okay, now I'm pissed. You get hit really hard for that, sir. You deserve it. Okay, now we're going to be heading towards the main courtyard area. We can come in here real quick, see what he's planting, see if it's to code. Harvest some of the goods. And if you ever hear that heavy breathing, that means that there's a snake enemy nearby. So he's actually tucked in this corner right here. Just use your immobilization spell and then take him out with a light attack combo. If not, they'll spew poison everywhere. And then we have a walking one up here. They're kind of annoying. So a lot of times they like to tuck themselves in corners, so just be careful, okay? Alright. Knocked him on his butt, and then we can do a light attack combo. He's stunned. He's good to go. So here at this tree, we have two pathways to take, left and right. We want to head left first because there's a really easy to grab shrine that we can use as our kind of point of reference here. He's dead. There'll be a plant we can harvest behind us. So let's harvest that real quick. There it is. Some Gentian. And then we're going to defeat the Tiger Bro in here. Go ahead and use all of your abilities if you need to or want to, because we're coming up on a shrine. It's just a few paces away. Alright. And now that we've done that, we can absorb this double will. And that tiger enemy right there is ideal to farm because he's just a few feet away from a shrine. So if you go up here, here's our shrine. There's two pathways to take from here. You have this pathway, which is a secret path. You have this, which is the final boss of the chapter. And then you have the opposite of this courtyard, which is the way to the secret area of this chapter. But fortunately, once you just rest here, you can activate the Court of Illumination shrine. And from here, this is going to act as our hub. I'm getting comfortable here. Okay, yeah, much better. Alright, so this is going to act as our hub. So from our hub, we know we can now go this way, straight beyond. Upstairs takes us to another little kind of closing out a side quest. This is the chapter boss, and this is a great farm for the tiger enemy, which is just right over here. So he won't aggro, and I'm not going to farm him on this stream, just for the purposes and sake of time. Items that can be farmed from enemies, you know, I'm just going to tell you where to get them, but we're not going to be farming. That's something for you guys to do if you want to go ahead and obtain 100%. I've already done it once. I don't want to do it again. So we're going to head across this way, and there's going to be a leech enemy here. We already got his curio, or the unique curio that they dropped. Alright. We can open up this chest now. Okay. And now from here, we're going to be facing off with a boss here soon, but we've got a few more steps to go. I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but as we work our way up here, we've got more leech enemies to face off with. Big, big heavy attack, especially if we have 3 focus points. Pretty much a guaranteed stagger, even for bosses. Alright. And now, as we continue up this mountain, there's going to eventually be another fork in the path. So here, we keep going up, and then we're going to circle around and you'll see. So this right here is the pathway to the secret area, which we're going to be doing in just a moment. And then this is a pathway to get a new drink and a new spirit skill as well. So first, we want to harvest this licorice over here. And then we can move on, and there's tons of snakehead mushrooms. Let's grab all of these. Don't grab that one yet. That's actually a little mini boss, and a pretty tough mini boss too, especially if you don't know the trick to it. So once it's activated, it's much like any other boss. However, it does have projectiles, and the projectiles, if they hit you, will replenish the health of that enemy. So be very careful with that. We got the Sunset of the Nine Skies, which is a legendary drink. We can go ahead and check it out in our inventory. And this recovers 35% of your maximum health, but grants you also a considerable amount of chi. Now, when they say considerable amount of chi, it's actually not too much. Like, say, for example, you have an empty chi bar, which is the bar you need to use a spirit skill. You'd have to use 9 to 10 gourds in order to replenish it from 0. So, considerable, maybe not so much. It's more like a smidge of chi. Alright, so now that we're here, we got the drink, and we'll be facing off with the Fungi Woman, but we can grab this one first. And just note that in the event the projectiles come at you, you can just use your deflection skill to kind of trivialize that whole encounter. So, alright, here goes. First things first, go ahead and pop the immobilization spell. Be mindful of the poison that you're surely going to have inflicted on your face. Cloud Step to keep her busy. Once we get 2 focus points saved up, we can do a jumping heavy attack to stagger. We'll sprint and heal, because why not? Transformation, hopefully we can interrupt the projectiles she throws. And as you saw, she actually hit me with a bunch of projectiles and recovered lots of her health there. I don't know if you guys noticed that. But that's the thing, those transformations are great, but because you can't deflect in this state, you can honestly build up that little, her health bar just by getting hit, so no fun. Alright, she should be dizzy here. That's excellent. Now this is where you want to start doing your deflection. There you go. Still hit us with a few, but that's okay. We're going to do our triangle attack here. Immobilize while she's on the floor. Get a light attack combo in. Watch for this strike. Whenever you see those little spores, go ahead and just deflect, dodge away. Oh no. She's getting health back. Told you she's quite the jerk. She was 1 hit away from dying too, it's funny. We'll do this. There you go. Heal. And then we can use our last little attack to finish her off. So we got the monkey head fungus seed, which we can give to our friend Chenlong. And then we can top off our mana by pounding out some gourds here. And then we're going to go ahead and absorb this skill. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll be facing off with a familiar foe. You guys are going to love this fight. Actually, it's pretty much the same fight from earlier in the chapter, but it does get a bit more intense in phase 2. So this is the Fungi Woman. Considerably increases your maximum health, but moderately reduces max stamina. So, interesting. And yes, those spores, or those little projectiles that you can now shoot, will recover your health too. So in the event you're in a tough spot, it's not a bad spirit skill to have equipped. Now that we're kind of in good shape, we're going to be heading this way. Dropping down this pathway now, and this is the secret pathway. Or a pathway that leads to the secret, I should say. This in and of itself isn't much of a secret. You just have to walk and have eyes to see it. But yeah, this will become the pathway right there. But here's our Venom Daoist yet again, round 2.
For nothing but your sake. I'd appreciate a thank you. But you gave me torn arms.
He's not very happy about us destroying his arms.
Compensation. I'll claim yours.
Alright, so this is a 2-phase boss fight. So let's go ahead and dodge all his attacks here. You can save your skills for phase 2. Phase 1 fight's just about the same, so he's pretty strong. Just so you know, he's got lots of health. So save your immobilizations if you can for phase 2. Oh, we completely missed that. That's unfortunate. Alright. So now we have phase 2 coming up. Fortunately, each phase is shared with a single life bar, so nothing too crazy here. We have just one more half of a health bar to take out. So now he's like, alright, I'm in my true form now. I don't have all these extra arms.
My challenge was a delusion. Forget it. Face me in a fair fight. You shall learn to best that corruption.
Sure. Alright, here goes nothing.
Slash.
Try and get those iframes any chance you can. keep chaining your light attack combos together. And if you can keep this up, you pretty much keep them on the defensive the whole time. You can use Wind Tamer if you want to knock them down again. Give you some more chance to build up your stamina if you're running low. Light attack combo. Heavy attack, and he's dead. So that second phase, we didn't even get tagged once. So you can make it easy if you use smash stance to, you know, pretty much smash stance is the optimal stance if you're aggressive. Thrust stance is excellent if you want to kind of dodge in and out. But smash stance is the ultimate stance for stun locking an enemy. And you do just what I did. Light attack combo, build up 2 focus points, do your heavy attack combo, and then rinse and repeat. Once you get low on stamina, you can use a Wind Tamer or something like that to knock them down, and it's a thing of beauty. So we're going to go here in just a moment, but we actually need to go here first into this courtyard. This courtyard here is going to have 2 goodies. Currently, it's only going to have 1 available to us, but at the end of this chapter, once you beat chapter 4, this little area right here around these statues is going to be built up, and there's going to be a shrine here, and you can go ahead and obtain a new curio and open up a chest there. This is where we get one of the best medicines in the game. So this right here is a mythical class item, and it's called the Soul Remigration Pill. It actually helps you, prevents you from dying if you take it, so pretty awesome. But after we beat chapter 4, come back here and you can grab a unique curio. Alright, now we can go back towards the entrance, and if you can see the mural off in the distance, we're going to be actually traversing through it and entering yet another painted realm. This secret area is actually pretty short. It's not nearly as extensive as some of the others that we may have come across, so not too bad. They start getting a little longer and longer each time, but I think this one in particular might be about the same length as some of the others. It just has more boss fights and some really cool goodies. But now we've entered Purple Cloud Mountain, and you can always tell we're in a memory type sequence because we get that obsession flavor text loading screen that gives us all the really nicely, eloquently worded poem of sorts. But anyways, this is pretty cool. We're going to be heading through here. This is the Purple Cloud Mountain. This is the secret area of chapter 4. So, as we normally do, we know that once we reach the first shrine, we're going to need to check out the store and its contents. So, let's head on over. There's nothing you can really grab here except for this Gentian, and then we're going to be opening up a chest near a snake NPC. You'll hear her before you see her. Just bawling her brains out. She's just crying her little eyes out. We'll grab these tree pearls as well.
My powerlessness grieves me so. All I can do is weep. Young master.
Alright.
Please forgive my impropriety.
I'm trying, but you cry ugly.
I am but a widow, here to mourn my late husband. Show some kindness and excuse my manners.
Okay.
We lived in peace in our mountaintop home. But out of nowhere, wicked insects swarmed the place. They occupied our village. I was the lone survivor. I intended to retrieve my late husband's keepsakes. But the Guai's leader, the Scorpionlord...
Scorpionlord is an absolute fiend, I tell you. There's a few unique things that can happen in this chapter that I want to tell you about once she's done sobbing her eyes out.
Are you heading up the mountain? Venomous Yaoguais have infested the forest ahead. Take caution, or you may never make it back alive.
Any other words of encouragement?
Remember to carry enough herbs with you, in case you find yourself poisoned.
And we have plenty. We have the anti-miasma powder, so we should be good to go.
Young master.
Alright. So now we can skip her dialogue, open up this chest, and then we're going to continue along the way. So this chapter has 3 bosses. If you defeat the end of this, oh not chapter, this secret area. So this secret area has 3 bosses. If you beat the, you know, the titular boss for this particular area, the end boss of this area, the other 2 bosses will not appear. However, if you beat well, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, there's a Daoist you have to beat. If you don't beat him before you beat the chapter boss, you'll miss out on that opportunity entirely, and you have to wait through New Game Plus. If you beat the Scorpion, you get materials, but you miss out on a unique encounter where he assists you in the final boss battle. So, in general, having him assist you in the fight is much less helpful. It's just really cool, and it's something that I suggest you do in New Game Plus. So in order to trigger that, you just need to go straight to the boss and not fight the Scorpion. If you fight the Scorpion, you will not have him help you in the fight against the final boss. However, if you defeat the Scorpion beforehand, then you're in good shape, and you can obtain the a lot more ingredients, materials, and armors and things like that you would not get otherwise. So first things first, we're going to drop down in this pond, and we're going to loot some items here. We're also going to grab the will that's just up underneath the bridge, and then we have one more will to absorb. So this here is going to be the second will we can absorb. Now, this enemy is a tree enemy that has a spirit skill we can absorb, and he also uses little enemies. Like he can summon enemies as well, so want to take him out relatively quickly if you can. And feel free to use what you need to here. There's actually nothing that's any more dangerous than him in this area, so now that he's dead, you can always top off, and don't forget to grab the fragrant vine here. The standard variant of that enemy actually drops a unique curio as well, so you can farm that. So it's a pretty cool little enemy you can farm here. Actually, it's a unique curio, like I said. So the verdant glow is really silly. If you look at the transformation, it's not one that I've used. Let's just put it that way. But if you're in water, you get a healing effect. So you can heal even more. So you slowly recover health just by having this one equipped. So it's kind of neat, but also kind of weird. Let's face off with this little mushroom man over here, over by this cliff. And we're going to be going around this area in such a way that it's nice and clean, makes it easy to explore. Alright. So if this pathway is going to lead back to the main side, it all connects in like a big network area, so you're good to go. Right where those red leaves are is actually a tree enemy, but we're going to go and actually follow this pathway here. You can go ahead and use your mobilization, take this guy out, and then we're going to activate the next shrine. Just so that you know, this shrine is going to lead directly to the Scorpion boss fight, which is just a few paces away. I do suggest you face off with him and defeat him normally. If you do not, you'll miss out on some legendary armor and Gourd and all kinds of stuff. So you definitely don't want to do that. But before you actually go up and face off with the boss, you want to circle around this hill here. Harvest this Jade Lotus. And then we can climb the hill. There's going to be a meditation spot up above. We'll take him out really quickly. There you go. And then we'll find the meditation spot somewhere around here. There it is. And as we meditate, I'll kind of explain what we're going to be doing next. We're going to be circling through this area first, and then we're going to go ahead and defeat the Scorpionlord boss. Then we'll be coming back around and taking out the left side of the area, activating a new side quest for a unique Daoist that we can speak with, and then we'll be triggering his boss fight. After that's all said and done, then we can go and face off with the main boss of this secret area. And let's not forget to check out the contents of the store and the next shrine that we tag. So before we face off with the Scorpionlord, we can take a look at the merchandise. Alright, so we're good to go there. There's actually nothing down this way, just so you know. It looks like there'd be something here for you to grab or whatever. There's not. You can come this way, take out our little friend. these guys are back. Our little sniper friends. So we're going to cross this bridge and we can come up here and absorb the double will. And then we're going to go downhill and there's another will there guarded by one of those yellow garbed enemies. It's really easy to miss because it's right here, but this guy typically gets your attention first. If you can see off in the distance, there's something on that rooftop. That's the Scorpionlord, and he's just drinking away there. He's having a bad day, so that's fine. Let him have his day. There's going to be a tree pearl around here. And then I have not approached him from this angle, but I would prefer that we actually just return back. We could go back around, but I just, for the sake of time. And we're going to go ahead and look at the shrine, check out the store, and then defeat the Scorpionlord boss. This boss is incredibly difficult. He starts off the fight with the same 3 attacks, and it's all based on timing. You have to get your perfect dodges down here, and your transformations need to be on point so you can maximize your damage. But otherwise, he's going to give you a really bad day. So take a look at what you can buy. Always buy the fine gold thread and the tree cores. That will help you build legendary armor. This will help you build legendary staffs. So yeah, we're in good shape. Definitely in good shape. Alright, so first things first. We're going to be heading up here and he's going to chat with us. He's not really nice, and that's fine. But he just wants to sit and drink.
Stinger, you torch-faced monkey.
Not very nice.
Now leave while you can.
And listen to what he says next.
Quit your dawdling, will you? One scratch of my jaws, just one, and you'll be a dead monkey.
So if we scratch his jars, apparently he'll aggro, right? So this is one of those games where if you listen to what the NPCs say, you get rewarded with it. So we broke his jars. Oh, he's pissed. Maybe we should have listened a little closely. A little more closely there.
I meant to let you pass, but you chose to ruin my day.
Oops.
Now
He's going to start off with the same 3 attacks, so just watch this. That's new, actually. He never does that. 1, 2. 1, 2. He can do 3 hits there if he wants to. And he's in a breakdance fight, as usually. Phase 1's quite easy. Phase 2 is when things get absolutely bonkers, so... We'll go ahead and heal because he's not happy with us. Here you want to dodge as far as you can to the side. He's now in phase 2, just so you know, if you haven't already noticed. That's a grab attack. Pretty much automatically inflicts poison on us. Alright, now we can go and do some damage here. We've had to manage our heals. When he comes out, just sprint, and then when you see the dirt, just dodge away as quickly as you can. We're going to use our wind tamer to slow him down. We're going to heal. Dodge away as best you can there. Do a transformation here. Again, this guy is tough. He's not easy at all, so let him hit you as much as he can. This is great, especially in phase 2. You can do your skull crusher. This will knock him down and deal some heavy damage. So just do your light attack combo now. It's okay if he hits you. He's kind of a jerk. you go, dodge away. Whenever he does those combos, you're going to have to either dodge laterally or dodge as far away back as you can to clear the distance, because he's an absolute menace. Jumping heavy attack to continue the staggers. You can do a pluck of many if you want to keep things kind of busy here. We're going to sprint away and heal. Let them kind of do some of the dirty work here. There you go. Very difficult boss, as I stated. But we got the sky-piercing horn, which is needed to craft another part of the insect set, and the legendary death stinger. So these are things we normally would not get. And we also get a gold tree core, and I believe we get a unique gourd as well. But yeah, that is not a difficult, I mean, that is not an easy boss by any means. Let's take a look at all the things we got really quickly, and then we can kind of, we got even more stuff. Portrait updated, very good. Alright, so whew, very tough fight in my opinion. This allows you to drink even faster, so massively increases your drinking speed. That's really cool, by the way. And then we have a few things from our inventory that have been added. So we got the stinger, we've got, let's see, trying to find, there you go. We got the stinger right here, which helps us craft armor, and then we've got another sky-piercing horn. So pretty good haul, but a very tough fight. So let's go ahead and return back to the shrine. And then we're going to be clearing out the other half of this area and starting the next side quest so we can trigger the next boss fight. So we're in good shape there. If you go, you should be able to craft some new items at this point. So you craft, you can look at the armor piece. Now we can craft the chest piece for the insect set, which looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. And this is the missing piece that you didn't have even after you defeated the Beetle Fubon in Chapter 2. So now we have the full set. Alright, very good. So now we're going to come up and around this way. We're going to kind of go the long way. You know what we could do, though, just for the sake of convenience? If we go back up this hill, we'll be able to take out the archer, so we won't be getting shot from the back, because that's just not one of my favorite things to have happen. So let's go up here, face off with the enemy here, and then we'll kill the archer so that way we can safely just loot, because he's so annoying. Coming up and around, we're going to cross the bridge, destroy the archers. Whole life. Ugh. Lovely. He got his, that's his little 15 seconds of fame right there. You may die now, thank you. Now we can circle down and around. And there's going to be another tree enemy after. Let's go ahead and take out this yellow garbed guy real quick, though. Alright, he's dead. So there's, on this pathway to the right, there's going to be another tree enemy. If we hadn't taken out the enemy on the bridge, or the archer on the bridge, he would be an absolute menace. He can summon little tree enemies, so feel free to use, you know, a little bit of your mana spells here. There's only 2 tree enemies we have to take out in this immediate area. 3 in total. Go ahead and gather this right here. And then as we move forward, remember these enemies drop unique curios. As we move forward, there'll be another yellow garbed Daoist right here. And then we can loot this chest. Alright. Now this curio is just increases the amount of experience you get. So just by having it equipped, you get a little bit more experience. Nothing crazy. Alright, now that we're here, there's another tree enemy, and then we can loot the tree pearls. Hopefully we get that unique curio. This curio took me a while to farm, actually. It was a proper farm. Took a good amount of time. But this is the best path to get it, by the way, so you just, there'll be a shrine that we're going to be tagging just in a moment, and then there's 3 Ents, or I call them Ents because they're like tree dudes. They're not trees, they're Ents. And once you take them out, you're good to go. But anyways, you get 3 at a time in this little path that I'm showing you. So here's a few things you can do. You could go this way and get sniped by everybody and their mother and fight a very difficult spirit enemy, or you can go here and take out the archer first. There you go. Now he's dead. Now you can circle back up and around this way. You cross over this little tree here. Ugh. Can open up this coffin. And this will give you the second part of the that kind of the Jade Rabbit Curio combo there. So if you equip the Gold Sun Crow and the Jade Rabbit together, they kind of synergize. But so this right here, damage reduction, but it's enhanced with the while it's equipped alongside the Gold Sun Crow, and this gives you a damage bonus that synergizes with you having the Jade Moon Rabbit equipped. So it's not really much of a benefit. It's like 3% total, like from 1% to 3%. So definitely not game changing, but also not terrible to have. We'll go ahead and absorb this will over here. We'll take out the second archer, and then we'll have a clear path to face off with the spirit enemy without any interruption. Alright, so there's the spirit enemy. We can go ahead and do the immobilization spell. Take him out. He's got, of course, a little bit more health than normal. And we're going to be coming up on a shrine. There's shrines all around us, so we can go back to the beginning shrine, or we can just take him out. So we'll go ahead and, just because we're just sticklers, we'll go ahead and replenish our mana. We can replenish our gourd uses by absorbing the spirit after the fact. And then we have one more tree enemy we can take out. Let's take a look at our snake herbalist spirit skill, though. And this will recover a small amount of health when you take medicine. So any medicine you take will also now replenish your health. So all we're going to do is head back towards the starting area. If you might, we may not recognize it just yet, but head to the right first so you can take out this threat here. Annoying little guy here. And then we have another tree enemy. And this is just to hopefully enhance your chances of getting the drop. We'll do a light attack combo. Our immobilization skill should cool down by now. Go ahead and activate it. And that will just keep him from summoning his little cronies. So we got the Undying Vine Soak, so there you have it. You can also grab these tree pearls, and just to kind of put the whole area together for you guys and connect it. This is the bridge that we crossed over, and that's the shrine that we had rested at. But there's no need to rest at that shrine if we just move forward. So had we just gone this way, past the tree enemy, past the spirit or snake herbalist spirit skill enemy, you just go right through here, enter this gate, and there's going to be a few yellow garbed Daoists we can defeat. He's just standing there. I love that. That is a good thing. Keep it, make it easy for me. Now over here, there's going to be a little plant, and we've already grabbed everything else, so that's all we really need here. So this area was kind of an empty area. You can grab the tree pearl back in the distance, but back behind us is going to be that little pagoda where we grab the that curio. So now it's all kind of come together, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's very clear for you guys. We've explored everything in this area now except this upper village. So let's go ahead and rest at this the Petalfall Hamlet Shrine. And then we're going to be speaking with an NPC in a moment after we cross over the bridge. So the Undying Vine instantly recovers a great amount of stamina and increases our stamina recovery rate. So it's a pretty cool one to have. But because poison is still a very real thing in this area, we're going to keep our poison kind of loadout equipped. Alright, so now that we're here, we're crossing this bridge, and then we'll be speaking with an NPC here soon. Perfect. Can grab this gentian behind us, And then we're going to come back this way, up the stairs, and then we'll be speaking with this Daoist here.
It's been long since any soul has trodden these hidden bounds. Hail, young master. Your face is gaunt.
My face?
Sallow. Both remind me of the Venom's touch, as the worm also besets you. An oddity thrives here, the armor worm. Consuming its eggs grants great power. Yet once the larvae hatch, they devour your insides, leaving an undying husk. My fellow disciples, hungry for power, consumed those eggs. And now, most are beyond remedy. Young master, if you will, end their suffering in my stead. They were my fellows. I can't.
Alright, so now we have a little bit of backstory about this particular village. So we need to actually be farming the yellow and blue robed Daoists for unique items. So as we defeat them, hopefully we'll come across the key item.
Their lifeless bodies might still bear eggs unhatched. Bring those eggs to me, and perhaps I can find a cure.
Alright, so let's see what else he has to say.
Have you found my fellows?
No, I just got here.
They oft wander amidst the village. May you find some luck there. Their lifeless bodies might still bear eggs unhatched. Bring those eggs to me, and perhaps I can find a cure.
Alright, perfect. We'll definitely give it a shot. We're going to go ahead and absorb this double will over here. And then we're going to turn right from him. There's a pathway just right here. We're actually going to be coming through this at the very end. So we're going to make a big circle first. Let's go ahead and take these Daoists out. If we get the key item, that'd be so amazing. Ow. We get the Fruit of Dao, which is a unique soak that we get from them that I mentioned earlier. That's fantastic. And we got the key item. That's just insane. So with the key item in hand, we could go and fight him right now, but we're going to go ahead and actually go around the village first, and I'll show you the most optimal path to do so. But the Fruit of Dao is a soak that you can use to increase the duration of invincibility after you use a dodge. So you have like increased iframe, so it's pretty solid. And then we got the Violet Hail. This is a key item that will trigger the boss fight for Daoist Mi, and that's the name of the individual we were just speaking with. So watch out for the little frog bros here. Remember, these guys explode. I always forget that myself. The damage is pretty negligible, but it's fine. Head this way to the right, and we're going to absorb this will over here. Can certainly top off your health if you're a stickler like me. But exploring this pond area is pretty strongly advised, because if you don't, you'll forget about it. And you'll miss out on 2 wills you could absorb. We got more frog enemies. There's going to be like another 3 that just kind of pop out of nowhere. One's going to come out of the from behind that wall, that stone wall. There you go. Alright. We can gather this right here. And then we're going to go ahead and absorb this will. Really hard to see against the light, but trust me, it's there. Okay, so now we return back, and after we jump out of the this little ravine, we're going to be crossing over and facing off with a snake mushroom head monster. So we go here this way, can open up this chest. And then we can gather this right here, and guess what? We've got a little friend. There you go. Go ahead and use Immobilize. This thing has so much health, so much more health than its brutish cousin. There you go. We'll use our anti-miasma powder just to heal up. And we're good to go. But normally you're like, okay, that's it, right? We've cleared out everything. But no, we're Sun Wukong. Or the destined one. We're Sun Wukong in reincarnated form. So guess what? We break through fences. Fences don't hold us back. So if you look left here, we're going to actually be coming back through there in just a moment. But first we want to actually circle around the longest way possible. So we're going to head straight after we break the fence. And there's nothing here, just so you know, just pots you can break out. But that's the broken fence behind us. We're going to head straight instead of left. So we're going to go this way. And then we can open up this chest. There's so much more loot on this side, and it's harder to circle around the other way. It's more natural to come around from the other side. So now we can gather this without having to beat anybody up. I'm going to cross this little natural land bridge here, and then we have a spider puppet enemy. I'm not done with him yet. And he's dead. So now we can top off our health. We can absorb this will over here. And we've got another fun little snake monster. I'm sorry, snake head mushroom plant monster. Life-saving pill. Got an ambush. Alright. Then we got this bro. He's not even paying attention, which is wonderful. Then we have another plant monster here. This is the easy variant. Wait until he puts his left foot out. There it is. Now we can start attacking him. Alright. So now that those guys are done, by the time you've completed this little circuit, you should have obtained the Violet Hail key item for Daoist Mi. But if you haven't, there's still plenty of village to explore, so... We were so fortunate to get it within the first few seconds, which is fantastic. This is the shrine that leads to the boss fight. If we were to head upstairs here, we'll be facing off with the boss. And unfortunately, that would completely cancel out Daoist Mi's quest, so you would miss out on it. So do not go up here yet. Instead, circle back around. And we can take out this bro right here. Ow. It's like when you whip me with a towel. You know when you have a wet towel and you spin it around? It's like, that's what I felt like he just did to me. Alright, so we got this chest opened. We can absorb this will right here. And then we'll be heading this way. So you have a few pathways to take here. If you go to the left, you've got... you can circle back around. If you head to the right, it's just more opportunity for you to farm the Violet Hail item if you haven't already obtained it. Because there's actually no item here you can obtain, so you just fight with puppet spiders and these two Daoists. Probably shouldn't have used that on him, but that's all there is here. Now we can take out this guy. There's nothing on this side. There's some urns and stuff you can break, or pots. But you do want to go inside this little house area, and you're gonna be ambushed by some enemies, so just be careful. It's two spider bros. Of course I froze the wrong one. That's okay though. We'll take him out instead. Alright, we got those guys taken care of. Now we can go ahead and open up this chest safely without any consequence. Now we're going to go back and cross this bridge over here. We can safely harvest this. It's not a snakehead mushroom, I promise. Can get this gentian as well. We got this bro. And then we have this little pathway here. So like I said, it's better to come through here because now we've kind of come full circle. Otherwise we would have missed out on the easy path to the shrine and all that. So we'll take him out. Can top off our heals here, 1 and 2. Can absorb this second will up here, and then we have a tree pearl to harvest, I believe. It should be over to the left. Yeah, tree pearl, there you go. Memory serves. Alright, so now that we've got that, we're good to go. Now, if we go this way where the cobblestone is, this is the area that we'd face off with the Daoist. But if you're observant, you can see that golden glowing urn there, which means what? An awakened wine worm. So we grab that. Excellent shape, and then we can face off with the Daoist. This is a pretty neat little cutscene, so y'all be quiet.
Splendid. This is it. Vile and evil it is. Hence, I must bring it back for thorough study. Young master, in our brief acquaintance, you were kind enough to do me a favor. Why not extend your kindness by leaving your head with me? That would please my master greatly.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just take out phase 1 of this boss. He can be pretty difficult, actually, if you let him hit you. Those kicks of his are actually probably the most powerful attacks and damage dealing attacks he can deal. So just use your transformation early, because his phase 2 is actually going to be really easy. So his phase 2 just a glorified version of those leech head guys. So now what we can do is heal, use the wind tamer to knock him on his butt, and then we rush him with the light attack combo. There you go, light attack combo, and that should finish the trick. That's phase 1 down. But guess what? It's not over yet.
Just what I need.
Once we defeat his second phase, though, we're going to gain a special transformation. This is one of the few secret transformations that we can obtain in the game. Yummy. He ate a mutt fruit. Oh gosh. Lots of poison here, guys, so make sure you have your powders ready. There you go. Go ahead and heal. We can use our anti-miasm powder if you want. Heal again. Jumping heavy attack here. Light attack combo. Keep your distance. Immobilization. And now he's dead. So that's that. We're going to gain a new transformation. We can turn to those ugly leech head. And we're also going to see the snake from the beginning in her true form, which is actually more disturbing than just the talking serpent itself. It doesn't seem right. There's something off about this one.
These impudent mortals have overreached themselves.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Their demise was of their own creation. But you are special. What poisoned them only strengthens you. Keep it close and wield it wisely. You'll see its potential. Go. Release him. Being trapped there is a torment worse than death.
Alright, so we're on our way to defeat the last boss of the Purple Cloud Mountain secret area of Chapter 4.
I cannot bring myself to do it.
So we've gained a new transformation. And this, of course, is one that deals damage, or tons of poison damage, called Violet Hail. So not bad. So now what we can do from here is we can actually just teleport back. This will take us right back to the Cloud Nest Peak Shrine. This is the shrine right in front of the boss stairs. So this boss is has 2 phases. He's got lots of health, and he's one of those bipedal enemies that can be a little difficult to hit, with the hitboxes kind of being as they are. Hitboxes in this game are not perfect by any means. There's instances where you can kind of miss or whiff, but they're still relatively consistent. Attacking a big enemy from the front, though, is usually the most inconsistent way to deal damage to them, so do not rely on that. Instead, focus on dealing damage to the side or behind them so that you can actually maximize your opportunity. Now, had you just gone straight to this boss fight and not defeated the Scorpion will help you in this fight, but he is pretty much guaranteed to die, and you will miss out on the Gourd and the mythical material that he would have given you, as well as the ability to create the chest piece. You also will not get the Stinger, so you can't craft his, any kind of staff or any kind of use that material for anything either until New Game Plus. So I suggest doing it this way first, and then in New Game Plus being able to experience the unique boss encounter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually face off with Duskveil, which is a pretty interesting boss fight. It's pretty difficult because it has 2 phases. Phase 2 is by far the most difficult because of the sheer damage he can deal, and his attacks get a little bit more erratic. But aside from that, phase 1's pretty easy. He's going to actually be burst from this. I'm not sure if it's a a pseudo heart or what, but the hair coming from the sky as well is also something that I never truly understood, but it's something that intrigues people from afar and brings them there. So really interesting. Maybe it's veins or something and we think it's hair, but that's certainly a heart of some sort, right? Or maybe even a womb. But this is the chicken demon rooster. Why? He can dodge these projectiles pretty easily, and then he likes to do his chicken kick attack and roll around. This is where he kind of makes himself nice and vulnerable. He starts off with about 75% health though, which I absolutely love. So smash stance is probably the best stance to have, even though sometimes you can whiff, because remember, subsequent smash attacks will keep him on his butt, keep him stunned, keep him staggered, and that's what we want. We're going to get our stamina back. You want to save it as much as you can, or save your mana as much as you can, and it was your phase 2. He's a bit of a fiend, this one. There you go, big hit there. When he does this, he'll actually knock himself down on like the 4th attempt here, so that's 3. There you go, and 4. So now he's down, you can just hit him as much as you want to. Just go for those feet, of course. The scrape attacks get really devastating in phase 2, so just mind those. We're going to use this just to regain some stamina. Get a strong attack in. Okay, now we're topped off. And we're going to prepare for phase 2. Phase 2, he's going to start off with a pretty tough projectile, and I haven't been able to successfully deflect it. I don't know if it requires an upgraded deflection, so I only tried deflecting it on my previous my challenge run where I didn't have any sparks allocated to this ability, so maybe that's why. But we're going to actually do something a little safer. And instead, once he activates and triggers his projectile attack, we're going to use our transformation. That'll allow us to build up enough might and chi to execute our Skull Crusher attack. So that's what we'll be doing next. This is essentially the moon from Bloodborne. So, yes. 2, and okay. 4. 4 attacks there. Love that. He'll actually scream really loud and announce his attack, so we'll go ahead. You can interrupt it, believe it or not, with the transformation, or you can tank it, and once you actually get hit enough, you can use your Skull Crusher. So unfortunately, we completely missed that. We didn't have the proper tracking on that. That's okay though. We'll de-transform, hopefully on his head. We'll do this. We're going to top off our health here as well. We'll go ahead and use our immobilization spell. There you go. Big hits, big damage. Stay away from this poison. It will literally just melt your health, so stay out of that red mist, okay? And of course it's a little hard to see because you're kind of in the middle of it all, so. Big hit, very nice. He'll be pulling out his sword before long, so just be careful. Don't get too comfortable yet. Chicken kick attack. Hate that thing. He follows it up a few times. It's 2 strikes there. If he has one of his feet up when he's putting his sword down, he's going to do a huge AoE attack that's based off your timing, so you're going to have to dodge it best you can. Lovely. We'll go ahead and heal just to be safe because, believe it or not, he can deplete that health pretty quickly. There you go. Like I said, this guy's a jerk. Heal. Dodge. Okay. Jumping heavy attack. Guy's got tons of health. And I told you, those scrape attacks get a lot worse, right? So now he's got his sword out. Can try and immobilize him here, actually. Prevent his attack. He hasn't been able to do his AoE attack, which I am very happy about. We're going to use our Wind Tamer again to activate some more defense. Big attack there. Light attack combo should do the trick if we're smart. Okay, here it is. Here's the... Well, we can just actually do our Dusk transformation to completely nullify it. So, once he slams his foot down, he'll do a big AoE. But guess what? We don't even have to worry about it. We defeated Duskveil with our Azure Dust transformation. The more you hit him, and the more you stay on the offensive, you're going to build up more might, so you can transform more than a single time in a fight. So always be aggressive. ABA. Always be aggressive. Now we're going to get the legendary vessel for this chapter. It's the Purple Needle.
And they've marred you like this. I journeyed from Mount Lee to delve into the mysteries of this valley. I didn't mean to hold this back from you. It was because I had to. I stayed my hand for my ties to his mother. That's why I called upon you.
So now the needle is going to gain or regain its former powers before it's gifted to us. And now we have a very powerful vessel that we can use against the boss of Chapter 4.
I thought it was with the 100-eyed Gwai. This may well be the design of destiny itself. I shall help you and restore its power. Consider this as my token of gratitude.
So So now we essentially absorb the will of the Duskveil, and that creature that we just defeated, the Rooster Bull Cleric monster beast, is actually a bane of all bug-like creatures. So now it has the essence of that inside the needle. And the 100-eyed Guai is definitely a bug-based creature. It's kind of like a giant centipede, if you will.
A few strings.
A centipede minotaur kind of guy. It kind of looks like a centaur, right? The upper half is the human-esque, and then we have the, or humanoid, and then we have the bottom half being centipede. And yeah, we don't know why everybody wants to scale the hairs. That's pretty gross, but it looks really neat though. Definitely something I would love to explore in depth. But now we have the vessel. We need to make sure to equip it. That's one of the easiest things to forget to do once you get a new vessel like that, to equip it and try it out. You will certainly need it. If not, you're in for a very difficult phase 2 for this 100-eyed Guai boss. Don't forget to return back here after we complete chapter 4. I'm going to be going over it for you guys exactly when the best time to do that will be. So we got the Coon Steel. We'll be switching over to the Weaver's Needle. Then we get the Duskveil Horn. So now we can actually craft the complete iron set from the Yin Tiger. Now we just circle up and around this way. We got the double combed rooster blood. That's going to actually enhance our critical hit damage and I think our movement speed as well. There's a mushroom we can loot there if we want to, but you know, pretty much everything's going to start respawning if you haven't already grabbed it the first time, or within 15 to 30 minutes. So within that time frame, harvestable ingredients will return, as you can see here. So we're going to run past these guys. And you could technically teleport back, but it's fine. Another dude just sleeping on the job. I mean, look at these guys. Bunch of schmoes. You can farm the enemy to the right again for the legendary curio. But we have something else to do first. We're going to go here. We're going to rest, and then we can look at what we're able to brew. You can take a look at the new soak we just got. It increases movement speed and crit hit chance. It's not bad at all. Not a bad one to have equipped. In terms of the medicines, it's just we got formulas for the life-saving pill, so it's really excited to show us that. We're going to head straight so we can close out a side quest. This is the location of the 4th purple talisman. But before we remove the talisman and break the seal, we're going to go this way. Take out these bros. And then as we head up this, there'll just be a chest we can loot. It's got like, I think, Blood of the Iron Bull and just regular kind of crafting materials, upgrade materials, and a legendary medicine. Knot of Voidness is an upgrade material for the Cultivating Spirits, of course. And here we have the 4th and final talisman. Let's go ahead and remove this seal. And we will be punished for doing this, for breaking this seal. We're actually going to face off with the Supreme Inspector, a very difficult boss. Fortunately, we only have to take away maybe 20% of his health. So you'll get a taste of a fight that we won't be revisiting until chapter 6. But yeah, this is definitely a tough fight. So use your immobilization, use all your little cheap tricks. Use all your abilities here. Get that health down as much as you can so we can trigger this cutscene. If not, you are in for a fight. So if you're not hyper aggressive in the beginning, you're going to get your tail handed to you.
Stop! Spare his life! Foul monkey! No matter how many times you reincarnate, you're still blind to the ways of this world. Now, in your folly, you've hindered the dealings of the court. But above that, you've given a girl who knows no limits a false hope.
Oops. I'm assuming he's referring to the girl in purple that was trying to mess with the talismans to begin with.
Transform her into a mighty golden pill and keep it safe for you. Think about her, won't you? Should you feel like stirring trouble in your next life.
And I don't know, if it's those pills we've been taking along the way that have been increasing our health, our mana, and our stamina, or what. But in either case, I'm definitely going to pop this pill. Get some increased stamina here. And then there's nothing beyond this. You can walk back here, but there's nothing. And there's nothing onto the left. You can't go inside that, and there's nothing up on top of that hill. So now that we've broken the seal and pissed off the Celestial Court yet again, no worries. We're going to go ahead and just teleport so we can count that as our rest. And then once we go through the boss gate here, it's actually going to trigger a cutscene. If you die, you'll be able to explore the area preceding the boss fight. But if not, you have to return after you complete Chapter 5. So, I'm sorry, Chapter 4. So once we complete Chapter 4 and beat this boss, we can always come back and clean up this area. If we die, then we can go and explore. But in either case, I'm going to show you guys exactly what to do.
So, both my trap and my vessel failed. But how?
When I saw him, I just couldn't. The Destined One then arrived and bested me. Now the monkey has ransacked our hollow.
A mere monkey showing such disrespect. Your wound was recovering. But now it's getting worse. Fear not, I'll deal with him. But before that thing of mine, do you still have it?
I do.
Very well. Despite all your failures, you led the Destined One here. I should reward you for that. But the thing I gave you, now I must have it back. You girls are far too young to comprehend my design. This, along with those relics inside him, shall free me of Kunlun's reign.
Alright, so on this first time you ever fight the boss, you're actually going to gain the assistance of the Spider Sisters.
Now let go of your misery and rest in peace.
In any subsequent attempts, you will not have their aid. So it's always nice to try and capitalize on this. Don't use any mana if you can avoid it. He postures a ton, and it's really hard to tell when he's attacking or just shaking his little butt around. We're gonna use a Tiger Subduing Pellet and try and get some damage in here. Can't believe we missed that. Those swords can be an absolute menace too. So he does a lot of lightning damage as well. So if you do have lightning defense as opposed to poison, that's going to be the best bet for this particular enemy. When he goes underground, just sprint, and then as soon as you see any kind of disturbance, dodge around it. Let's get our stamina back. We're running kind of low. Completely miss. I hate whiffing that attack. That's unfortunate. Not a good one to waste, in my opinion. But anyways, the spider girls are now kind of no longer going to be able to help us.
You are the one who ruined my grand design.
My alarm's going off and everything. What is going on here? We'll go ahead and heal. Oh, he got the grab. That's so annoying.
You on your way.
We're gonna heal again. Use our cloud step here. Once he comes out and resurfaces, we'll have a better opportunity here. Let's see. Avoid the sword. Okay, there you go. Now we're good. Damage is a huge problem. This guy has tons of health in this particular bout, so not an easy fight, in my opinion. One of the more difficult ones. One of the more drawn out fights, too. Just because he's so beefy. There you go, finally connected with that. We'll heal again. Use our immobilization spell. We're trying to get him to about 25 to 33% health. We're going to sprint away here as soon as we can. We're going to use our heal, and then we're going to use a medicament or powder here. There you go. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. I pressed circle on accident. That's okay though. That is not a problem, as long as he continues to hit us. And as long as he doesn't trigger his special attack. I want him to hit me, if he can. Sir? Need you to hit me, sir. He's over here. He does a lot of posturing. Alright, now we can do our Skull Crusher. And then we're going to heal as soon as we de-transform. Now he's triggering his next phase. Use your Weaver's Needle. Cancel out his attack. And then go on the offensive here.
Where did you find a new one?
So now he's going to trigger next phase. He's going to do his circus trick here. And even though we interrupted his ultimate attack, he still has a second phase where he's just going to use tons of more electricity than before. So and we triggered our ability beforehand, and unfortunately the cutscene completely just removed our Pluck of Many assistance, so that's really unfortunate. Okay. Oh, that's gonna hurt, yeah. Be mindful of that. There you go, big damage there. We've been inflicted with shock. Means we're gonna be receiving double damage. This is going to be really tough to actually pull off because now we really lost advantage of our Pluck of Many. Yeah, we're dead. Alright, so what we can do now, I'm going to leave that death in there actually because we can go ahead and explore the rest of the area surrounding this boss. But yeah, I think it's a little cheap in my opinion. The fact that the cutscene deactivated the Pluck of Many that I used, and then that took up about 50% of my mana, and I wasn't able to cast any further after that. So now we can actually enter the courtyard without any issue. So we're going to circle around here first, and we can absorb a double will just over here, off in the corner. And then we can go to the right and open up a coffin. So it's okay that I died. I'm actually not too mad about that because we can easily now remove this little step here from the next stream or the next episode. So we're going this way. Now we head to the right down this pathway. I do believe there's like a mushroom or something you can harvest over on this side, but nothing too game breaking. We'll go through here, take out these little Daoists, and then once they're taken care of, lovely. Now we know not to trigger the Pluck of Many until the cutscene's kind of played out. So can open up this coffin, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually return back to the shrine and just heal. I definitely don't want to have used a Gourd prior to a boss fight. Alright, so now we got the contents of that chest. All we need to do now is beat this last boss, and we can trigger the final sequence of chapter 4. Alright, so off we go. Again, you can, up until you get into that little grassy patch, you're free to explore. So this time the spider sisters will not aid us, so keep that in mind as well. Alright, so now we've went ahead and popped a tiger petal just to go ahead and deal some more damage. We're going to try and optimize our damage here as much as we can. As you can tell, he's quite a tank. So he can be a little bit of a nuisance when you're trying to deal lots of damage to him. He moves around kind of erratically as well. Kind of hard to read his movements in some instances, so more than anything, just be sure to dodge his sword swipes if you can. 3 or 4 sword strikes will completely, zero out your health. It'll melt your health bar. Now you can see without the help of the sisters how he can be a little bit of a nuisance. Alright, it's usually alright on the 3rd lightning strike you need to run away, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, there you go. Really hard to time that evasion. Run away from the sword. You can use your cloud step if you need to. Alright, now he's back up on the surface. We can use our cloud step. Go. Good hits there, good combos. We'll do the immobilization. He's going to try and do his ultimate ability here really soon. He'll get to the center of the arena once he does it though, so just be mindful of that. Well, poison doesn't bother us. There you go. We're going to go ahead and heal. We use an anti-miasma. Get hit in the face. I feel like he's spamming these ranged abilities because we're just a little too far ahead. Try to play it safe. I hope that he can deal enough damage and we can de-transform quick enough. So we're going to go ahead and use our Weaver's Needle here. We're going to heal. And then we're going to go ahead and go crazy on him. Now that he's entered his secondary phase, we can go ahead and... he's going to do a tail swipe here. There you go. grab attempt first, and then he usually does his little tail swipe, so that's alright. Go ahead and use our immobilization. I'm gonna heal, and then we're gonna go crazy with our light attacks here. That's alright. Dodge. I'm gonna heal again. Okay. Big damage there. Cloud Step. Go in. Go for a light attack combo if we can. Dodge forward. Get the iframes. I'm telling you, this guy's a jerk. I was not exaggerating, right? Use our immobilization here. Go in for another light attack. Alright, that's the 100-eyed Daoist defeated. Quite the jerk, I say. Quite the jerk.
Come down, Grandmaster. I need you.
You haven't changed a bit. You fool.
So that cutscene kind of highlights the past between the lady and Zhu Bajie. It's pretty interesting.
You've not only heard
But we have come to the end of chapter 4. We'll cover off on the entrance to, or the beginning of chapter 5. And yeah, we've come to, we've covered quite a bit of ground. And this was a longer stream of about about an hour and 45 minutes or so. But we covered quite a bit. Chapter 4 has been completely taken care of now.
Savor it yourself. You can never tell if you truly want it or not.
So let's go ahead and skip to the next chapter. We got the next relic as well. As per usual, we got some additional crafting materials that we'll see in just a few moments. Got the mythical materials for crafting as well, and another sky-piercing horn, so good stuff all in all. Let's go ahead and skip to the next chapter. Once we get treated with the intro scene and we activate the first shrine, we're going to be returning to chapter 4 so we can head to the Venom Daoist Courtyard and obtain that secret item that I was talking to you about. But there's a few little housekeeping things we can do first. And that way, whenever we start the next episode, we'll be ready to take on Chapter 5 without any interruption whatsoever. So after this cutscene, we're going to clear out the enemies, and we're going to be heading towards the Ashen Pass Shrine. That's Bagier just kind of breaking through stuff here, using his true form now. But he can transform back and forth. I love that. Alright, so immediately when you gain control, you're going to want a cloud step, because if not, you're going to be bombarded with all these enemies. So just keep that in mind. As soon as you gain control, you're surrounded by enemies, some of which have bows, so they can hit you from afar. One thing you can do if you're a jerk like me is you can just go ahead and use your Weaver's Needle. And that'll do some work for you. It's kind of like Yondu's arrow. Kind of just attacks enemies that are in range. So it's not a bad ability to have. Just takes them out real nice and easy. It's a fun one to use too. And it lasts for a decent amount of time, considerably longer than some of the other ones. And it deals offensive damage, which is always great. Most of the other ones don't really deal much damage. It's like, could be an initial hit. But I do like Yondu's Needle, the Weaver's Needle.
That grand transformation of mine was the only reason you're still standing here. A proper kneel to show gratitude would be appropriate.
I will not kneel to you, little pig boy. So he goes off to chase him, of course, or whatever that was.
Once, never again. Deceptive tactics like this pose no threat. I'll go size them up first. Keep pace, boy.
Now we can go through the door like a normal person, and we're going to be activating the first shrine, and then we're going to be doing some housekeeping, and we can end the episode there. There's absolutely nothing in this little area where we fought. No items, not even any will to absorb, so don't worry about it. What we're going to do is we're going to run here, and this like rhino type enemy is going to be guarding the shrine. It's the Ashen Pass Shrine. So let's just take him out quickly. Immobilize, go here, Cloud Step, Wandering White, Jumping Heavy Attack. Keep him on his butt, just finish him off quickly. Light Attack combo, and then we get a Portrait Entry just for killing him. Now we can activate this shrine in peace, and he will not come back. Why can't I do this? Who's aggroed right now? Jerk. Alright, now we've cleared out the immediate threats. We can go ahead and rest here and activate the shrine. As per usual, be sure to check out the store. So we'll see what we can craft. We can craft some weapons. Looks like we can craft whatever this is here, the Spike Shaft Staff. This is not really one I absolutely like, just because it's only pure damage, and we're already dealing more damage and have more crit chance, so not necessarily one I would suggest you craft at this point. So anyway, so now what we can do is we can look at the armor that we can craft. You get the whole centipede set, which is pretty neat. It all focuses on you being poisoned and being able to increase the damage that you deal while in the poison state. So it's a very interesting set. It's got some pretty fun synergies as well. Alright, so I don't know why it continues to show me that I can craft weapons. I don't want to craft this weapon, sir. Here it is. That's the one. So this here is kind of like it ties with the centipede staff, and it gives you increased damage, a little bit less crit chance, but if the enemy is in a poison state, then you're going to be getting even more health recovery from using focus points. So it's pretty cool. You can get tons of health back here. Not a bad staff to have. But the other one I don't really like. It's kind of not as ideal as you would think, especially at this late in the game. You definitely want to go for more damage. So now we can take a look at the contents of the store. Always be sure to buy anything like the mind cores, the fine gold threads, so you can craft things. And these items here, we're going to need a handful of them a little bit later on. I believe anywhere from 4 or 5 of these to activate a secret boss. So anyways, we'll worry about that later. You can get them for free, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Aside from that, what we want to do is equip the fire mantle, and then you want to activate your relic. So let's see here. Immobilize affects all enemies around the target. So we're going to use that because now we can immobilize more than one enemy at a time. It's pretty fantastic in my opinion. And then we're going to head over to the Zodiac Village. So we're going to use the Ruiz Scroll. Head over there. We're going to speak to all the NPCs. This will allow us to max out our gourd and the drink. We can request some medicines, and we can hand over some seeds to our Chenlong friend. And the Yin Tiger will be able to upgrade some things for us to mythical status. So we certainly want to do that because not only does it look amazing, but also it's just one of the best armors in the game, and I will continue to say that until you guys are tired of it. Until you guys believe me. So we can check out his store and look at what he has to sell for us. He's got a formula for the long ore amplification pellets. These are good because they increase everything, all your damage based stuff all at once. So really cool to have. And then if you go to your medicines, now they're available for us. You can also craft more of your celestial medicines if you want to. So at this point in time, we already have the maxed out health. We can have mana or stamina and even defense, so depending on what you're really looking for there. So my opinion, probably stamina would be one of the more important ones to have at this point. You can skip through this and then we'll get the max stamina upgrade. Then we can focus on mana, and then possibly defense would make some sense. There you go. Now we can get a lot more combos in. We request some free medicines. Request, request. Either way. Alright, now we can talk to Shen Monkey and max out our Gourd for this area. We do need to have our starting Gourd to legendary status before we progress too far in Chapter 5. So we can grab the Wine Worm and a Fragrant Vine again. The Immortal Blessing Gourd is a Gourd he's now going to sell to us. Although the health recovery is halved, your attack power is increased for a short duration after using this one, so it's pretty nice. And interestingly enough, the way we got that was from getting the Buddha's left and right hand, so kind of cool there. We can upgrade our Gourd now. This is the Medicine Master Gourd, is the one we're going to focus on, so get that up to the legendary status.
I'll fetch you a fitting one.
And then now you can upgrade your drink. I like going for this, of course. The other drink we have is just as good, but however, we don't have the ability to upgrade the drink that increases our mana. So I usually just get this up to legendary. You can get this to mythical ×2. So you can get the next one would be like a mythical status at some point, and then you get a secondary mythical one that completely transforms the drink. So it's pretty neat. For now, we're just going to keep this medicine gourd here, and we're going to save our fragrant vines for a little bit later. And now we can harvest these materials that we've been working so hard to collect all the seeds for. We can give Chenlong the additional seeds that we've collected along the way.
Rest assured, this old, perhaps it's for the best.
And now we can circle around here and we'll have Yin Tiger upgrade some of our set pieces so we can have mythical grade armor. The Pilgrim set transforms once it reaches mythical status, and it looks amazing. So let's see if we have enough materials to upgrade.
Armor and arms.
Check out his store as well. He's going to have now infinite amounts of cold iron leaves and refined iron sand. And then in New Game Plus, you'll have even a handful of gold tree cores, infinite amount, and then some celestial ribbons you can use. So we'll go for craft, go for upgrade armor, and let's take a look. So we only have one celestial ribbon at this point in time. So remember, the headpiece costs 2, The chest piece costs 2 as well, but the arm pieces and the leg pieces only cost 1. So honestly, I think it's just best to wait so we can craft either the head or the chest piece. So we'll wait until then. So now we can warp back to the Zodiac Village Shrine. We're going to be returning to Chapter 4, not to clear out the boss arena anymore since we did die that first time, but we're going to go ahead and go to the Venom Daoist Courtyard, so we'll still go to the Court of Illumination. So we'll travel to the Webbed Hollow and the Court of Illumination. And then we have a little bit of a trek. We're going to go right back to where we face off with the Venom Daoist the second time. And in that courtyard, there's going to be a brand new item there that wasn't there previously. So the shrine or the little altar will now have been erected, and we can go behind the tree and grab the contents of the chest. So we've got a little bit of a hike. We're going to be sprinting past all the enemies, of course. There's no need to face off with them. So here we go. Running off this way. Remember, fortunately with the Pilgrim set, we can move a lot faster and sprint much faster than we normally would be able to. So these little backtracking segments aren't nearly as bad as they would be. And the Pilgrim set, in my opinion, actually looks pretty nice. But it looks just, it's unmatched when it's in its mythical form. Just as a teaser, it just looks amazing whenever you get it up to mythical status. So we'll be doing that here soon. As soon as we get our first, our next mythical class Celestial Ribbon, we'll have 2. So we can either craft the chest piece, or we'll be able to craft the head piece. I think the chest piece might be most beneficial to us, though. It's always nice to knock out the most expensive pieces first, because then whenever you end up getting just an individual piece or a chest that might contain 1 or 2 pieces of the mythical crafting materials, you can just craft the remaining arm and leg pieces. So crafting the head and chest pieces are typically the best thing to do. But here's the structure that's now been erected. We can go ahead and open up this chest, and now we've got this Preservation Orb, which is a unique curio. Once you regenerate, or even if you use the talisman, my cat's yelling. What will happen is your health, your mana, and your stamina increase significantly. So it's pretty neat. Alright, so now that we're here, we're going to travel back to the Flaming Mountains, Ashen Pass number 1, and that is going to bring this particular episode to a close. I hope you all enjoyed it. What I did want to go ahead and say was that if you've been following along this guide, and if it's given you any value, if it's helped you at all, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Lets me know you want more content just like this. Aside from that, I did want to mention that we'll continue the rest of this guide until completion, so you have a full 100% guide for Black Myth Wukong. If you want to continue your journey to the next episode, please be sure to click on the videos on screen, and just know that you guys are always the best part of my channel. Thank you all so much for your love and support. It allows me to continue maintaining my dream of staying a full-time content creator, and thank you so much for it. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out.